faithful companion. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Father James. Now, some of you may be wondering about my choice of coffee cup, and I'm actually thinking that this is the first time I've used this coffee mug. I can't remember where I got it from, but I think someone gave it to me. But as you can see, it has Scottish Terriers on it, the dog, the Scotty dogs as they're known, and the dogs are wearing various assortments of tartans. I'm not sure if some of my family tartans are in this, but normally I try to choose a coffee cup that somehow reflects the theme of what I'm going to talk about. And to be honest, when I stood in front of my rack of coffee cups, I looked and I thought, none of them fit, like there's nothing. So this was initially chosen as kind of as a neutral, safe mug. But right before we started recording, I realized that there is a connection. You see, a dog, I'm a big dog lover, a dog is a faithful companion on the journey of life. Anyone who's ever owned a dog knows that. And that's what I want to talk to you about today is companionship or accompaniment. Think of how a dog accompanies its owner, and an owner accompanies its dog when they go for a walk. So that's what I want to talk about, because I want to talk about that dynamic in the church. So often when we talk about church, we still talk about going to church rather than being the church. You know, someone once said, church is not a place to which you go. You are the church. We are a part of the church. You are God's temple, St. Paul says, and he uses the plural. It doesn't mean our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, which is true. When St. Paul says you are God's temple, it means you, the church of God. God dwells within the community of believers. Now, we also believe that there are holy places dedicated to the worship of God and have the Eucharistic presence of Jesus for sure. But it doesn't take away from that more foundational truth that the church is the community of the faithful. And the earliest term to describe the church was those called out. The ecclesia means the called out ones, is simply a reference to the Hebrew of the called out ones, the people of Israel. Then the followers of Jesus were called followers of the way. This image of going out on the road, of being on a journey towards holiness, a journey of mission. And we're a community journeying on the way. That's where the term synodal comes from, meaning on the way together. I spoke about that last week, and there's a lot of talk about synodality right now. We have the Synod on Synodality going on right now in Rome. But it's a different way of being church. Rather than this place to which we go and we may or may not interact with other human beings, you know, that's optional, at least in some ways of thinking about the church. But here's the truth of it: it's not optional. The church is a community of believers called to care for each other, to know each other, to love each other, to support each other, to walk together with each other. It's impossible to go on a journey together without getting to know each other, without letting each other into our lives, never mind if we seek to try to help one another in that journey. So it's a different way of thinking about church, a more dynamic communal expression of church that's not in opposition to our traditional understanding, but it just needs to be enlarged. It's for this reason that our diocese, quite a number of years ago, established an annual gathering called the Assembly of the People of God, coming together as a diocesan church. Because remember, our church locally is not primarily the parish church. Our local church is the diocesan church. Our head pastor, so to speak, is our bishop, Archbishop Dunn. And so it's not a good thing if our only experience of church is simply coming together as a parish, as wonderful as that is. We need from time to time realize that we're part of this larger church. So here's the invitation that comes directly from our Archbishop to gather on Saturday, November the 4th. The gathering is going to be at St. Mary's University for the day. It's going to be a time of prayer, of reflection. The Archbishop will give a talk. There's a special theme of the presentations that are going to be given by Andre Renier, one of the founders. He and his wife are the founders of Catholic Christian Outreach, known as CCO, who are present in our universities, who work primarily with university students doing evangelization. But Andre is going to be speaking about the art of accompaniment. How do we actually help each other to walk on the journey of the Christian life? How do we help each other on the journey to holiness and mission? How do we bring that dynamic into parish life? It's a great theme. But to be honest, regardless of the theme, there's incredible value in gathering together as a diocesan church. So as you watch this, if you're a member of our parish, a member of a different parish in our diocese, please consider registering. The link is below in the notes for the video. And for all of Our Lady of Guadalupe parishioners watching, I would love for there to be a tremendous presence of our parish at that gathering. It will be a blessing for our parish as we come together, as we build community, as we grow in our faith, and also in turn a blessing for our archdiocese. So please give that serious consideration, and we would love to see you there, but no dogs allowed. God bless.